So there you are, 3-1, that's the confirmation. And interestingly, neither of these two teams have had any what they call walkovers in this particular contest. And there we are, Haji Murtuzaliyev in action against Filip Hrgovic.
Well, home favourite Haji Murtuzaliyev takes on Croatia's number two ranked Filip Hrgovic. He's representing the Astana, Arlans, Kazakhstan.
Big question is, can Hrgovic, this man, overcome Murtuzaliyev? Now, Murtuzaliyev is ranked number 14 with the World Series of Boxing, whereas Hrgovic is ranked number 2, as you just said. It looks like a bit of a mismatch on paper, but, hey, you never can tell.
Well, Hrgovic has won all 3 of his WSB fights this season, with his last 2 wins coming via TKO. 21-year-old, tall and powerful. He was the WSB individual champion in 2012. Murtuzaliyev won 1 this season, but he's won all 3 home matches he's had in his WSB career, including a victory over Ruslan Murtuzaliyev in week 6. So he's going to be hoping to pull, well, a rabbit out of a hat here tonight.
Yeah, it's also interesting to know that Filip Hrgovic was the, well, in 2012, 2013, he was individual champion in 2012, team champion in the same year, of course. Team champion 2011, got to the quarterfinals of the World Championships in 2011. National gold medal a couple of times. He won the World Youth Gold Medal in 2010, and another national gold in 2008. You know, very, very good form. This man, on the other hand, well, he is, of course, the Azerbaijan super heavyweight by the name of Haji Murtuzaliyev. He's won 6 and lost 5 of his 11 WSB outings so far. And this is a return because Murtuzaliyev lost in week 3. That was, by the way, in Kazakhstan. And here's his chance of revenge at home.
Well, partisan crowd obviously in favour of Murtuzaliyev. But there's the numbers for Murtuzaliyev. There's a substantial height differential between these 2 men. But Murtuzaliyev, well, another one of these fighters from Azerbaijan that's just got a granite jaw.
So let me just remind you then, a win here, of course, for Azerbaijan. Mick Gallagher, the Irishman, is our referee. Yes, if Azerbaijan win this one, it's all over. They go through to the final. If Kazakhstan win it and make it 3-2, we have a playoff. We've got a playoff contest between Mamedov and Naya Zimbatov.
So, apart from the fight record and the numbers, there's a height differential here that's pretty substantial. And Kazakh fighter is going to have range on his side, but he's going to need it because Murtuzaliyev, tough campaigner.
Yeah, this one's all about tactics, isn't it, Will? You know, we need to see Hrgovic standing back and using his long left hand to try and pick up the points with the right cross as well. And we need to see Murtuzaliyev getting nice and tight here and bunging shots in downstairs and, of course, over the top. Worth mentioning, by the way, that Hrgovic did lose in 2012-2013 season to the Irishman, the Northern Irishman, Joe Joyce. And Joyce, you know, he's a muscular, well, he's not a muscular man, but he's a heavy fella, you know.
Well, if he plays to his strengths here, Hrgovic, as you've said so rightly, Steve, that range will give him a left-hand advantage here. And if he can pick off Murtuzaliyev at distance, then, well, it's going to be in the bag. But it's going to be sparky.
Indeed it is. So first of 5 rounds, and of course the southpaw, super heavyweight Haji Murtuzaliyev, and you know, he's going to have to go hunting forward here and to try and get Filip Hrgovic in the corner and bash away with both hands. And of course it's not unthinkable that Murtuzaliyev can win this bout.
Absolutely. I mean, if he gets inside, can drop the hands of Hrgovic and, well, rough him up as he's doing now. Give him something else to think about. That big overhand left could come into play.
So Hrgovic then in the yellow shorts representing Kazakhstan. And he is, of course, a Croatian. And he's 21 years of age, just a youngster. Oh, to have had these skills at 21.
My goodness me.
His opponent, by the way, Murtuzaliyev, 26 years of age now. And as I say, this is a return contest between the Azerbaijani and the Kazakh. And the Kazakh, of course, got the nod the first time these two met. That was way back in week 3.
Just a little bit static, Hrgovic, and that's the advantage that Murtuzaliyev will have here. Gets inside, works quicker, works better.
Yes, not only was that week 3 bout between these two lads a win for Hrgovic, you know, he also won on home soil. You know, now he's boxing in Azerbaijan, Will. You know, the chances of him getting it here, when this man is so pumped up by this crowd and this team, you know, it's a 50-50 shot, really, isn't it?
Absolutely. The Baku Fires have just done so well at home, and the standings card tells the story, with just one bout going in favour of Roger Sepp for the Astana Arlans. It's 3-1 on the standings, and that just shows you how confident at home the Azeris are. But, well, look at this, Murtuzaliyev, from our lips to his ears, he's gone on the inside, put Hrgovic under pressure. And Hrgovic, well, just as I said, a little static, unable to capitalise on that range with Murtuzaliyev up close in his face.
Yeah, Filip Hrgovic, not necessarily impressive in this opening round at the moment. The man that's really catching the eye, I would suggest, is Murtuzaliyev, because he's trying to put the pressure on. All right, there's no, you know, neither lad have landed too many clean shots so far on target, but Murtuzaliyev, well, is he your idea of a winner, Will?
Well, he's got the work to do. He's got to fight his way in. He's got to come in, and on the counter, as we just saw there, Hrgovic lands a good right hand in a knockdown area.
And that's a, you know, that's a toss-up, really.
Yeah. But Murtuzaliyev lands some good shots, works well, knows what he has to do, gets in the inside, tries to negate the range that Hrgovic has got to his advantage. But Hrgovic, a little bit slow to start, as you said, Steve, but, well, not quick, not slow to catch on.
Well, they won majority verdict in favour of Murtuzaliyev there, at the expense, of course, of Hrgovic. And, well, I actually had it, if it's worth anything, to Murtuzaliyev in the first round as well, Will.
Yeah, and good opening for him. Good strategy against the taller fighter. So, knows what he's got to do. But, well, going into the second, so does Hrgovic.
And with respect, I mean, there's no way, really, that Murtuzaliyev should get anywhere near Hrgovic in this particular contest. But, you know, I think Hrgovic should just pop out the jab. Don't even need to take a forward step. Every time this guy comes to you, pop it out. And don't get involved. But, of course, he's going into Murtuzaliyev's territory when he goes looking for a fight.
Well, the advantage that Murtuzaliyev has here is, I mean, he's 168 centimetres. At super heavyweight, he's going to very, very rarely come across a smaller fighter. So he's always got to fight up. And, you know, he's got a strategy in place that he's employing here. And you're right, shouldn't come within a country mile of Hrgovic with that range available to him. But Hrgovic just a little bit sluggish in his work. If that left was employed to better advantage, he wouldn't allow this to happen, which means that Murtuzaliyev gets him bulled up on the ropes in the corner and puts him under pressure.
Absolutely, Will. And it's all about, you know, as we mentioned 20 seconds ago, it's all about tactics. You know, what do you want to be? Do you want to be successful or not?
Well, it looks like Hrgovic standing off and waiting to counter, making Murtuzaliyev do all the work, but that's working in Murtuzaliyev's favour thus far.
Yes, and every forward step that Hrgovic takes plays right into the hands here of Murtuzaliyev, you know, and really, you know, if it was me, if the roles were reversed here, you know, or I was in the gold shorts, there's no way on this planet that Murtuzaliyev would get anywhere near me, Will.
Absolutely. And this is a WSB individual champion from 2012 at the tender age of 21. He's got the skills, maybe his game plan, knowing how strong Murtuzaliyev is and how dangerous he can be. Maybe the game plan is to take him the distance and work him, but Murtuzaliyev making strong connections here.
Yes, indeed, a lovely right there from Murtuzaliyev a moment ago, and yes, and you know, let's not forget that Hrgovic has already beaten Murtuzaliyev in week 3 and looking to do the double here, but of course, Murtuzaliyev desperate for revenge, and well, there's not a great deal so far in this second round. But I don't like, just like you don't, Will, I don't like to see tactical errors made. Pretty basic tactical errors as well.
Absolutely, and Hrgovic just a little bit too relaxed about his strategy here and allowing Murtuzaliyev just too much range in terms of what he's allowing him to do. Just look at those combinations, stinging punches on the inside from Murtuzaliyev, and closing it down when he does get in to not allow the counter from Hrgovic.
Yeah, another pretty tight round there, though, and well, I would go for Hrgovic personally, but we'll wait for the judges.
The tail of the tape, good, solid connections there from Murtuzaliyev, but he gets caught with that big right hand, and again, that's the danger he poses. Murtuzaliyev leaping behind that right-hand shot. But yes, a much better round for Hrgovic. More accurate, better scoring combinations.
And the irony is, despite him looking a pretty decent round there for Hrgovic, they've actually gone for Murtuzaliyev.
Well, Murtuzaliyev worked the inside really well. And that's what a rangy fighter like Hrgovic doesn't like, and maybe that's the flaw for Hrgovic in this, that Murtuzaliyev is able to just get in the inside and spoil him and score points.
So here we are then, action resumes in round 3 now, and a nice leaping right hook there, I thought, from Murtuzaliyev.
That's the danger he poses, Murtuzaliyev.
And the one punch, of course, that Hrgovic has failed to use, it's an uppercut, which is a cracker against a shorter fighter.
Yeah, absolutely, he's still very relaxed, Hrgovic, in terms of defining a strategy here, using the left, but, you know, perfunctory shots, just keeping the distance, but, well, Murtuzaliyev steams straight through.
I don't want to see Hrgovic relaxed. If I was in his corner, I want to see him like a coiled spring. And I say, I don't care about your relaxation. Get out there and win.
Well, from your lips to his ears, let's hope that we get a spark and some good evasive work. And if he has got a game plan, Hrgovic, it's to certainly, well, take it across more than the first couple of rounds to impose himself.
Well, with the greatest respect, Will, you know, I mean, I have got no personal interest, of course, in who wins this one, as indeed neither of you, you know, but we have got a very, very keen professional interest in who wins this one, because, you know, it means a massive amount for the next round. The final, of course, against the Cubans will be one of these sides. Now, if Hrgovic wins this bout, it's going to go down to the decider. If he doesn't, if Murtuzaliyev wins it, it means that Azerbaijan go through to the final with a 4-1 scoreline against Cuba. And that will be an absolute belter. Then we get the final over 2 legs. Absolutely.
Well, Murtuzaliyev grinding his way in, making this very attritional for Hrgovic. Hrgovic, left-right combination, trying to tease with the left and bring the right in. But Murtuzaliyev comes in, head down, trying to get under the guard, gets in close, ties his man up. And that's exactly what Hrgovic doesn't want. Hrgovic needs space here to get those shots off.
Well, this appears to be the best round so far that Hrgovic has had. What would you say about that, Will?
Yeah, interesting. I think Murtuzaliyev is doing good work. He's falling foul of the rules here now. A referee telling him to watch the head. He's got to get under the guard, so it's kind of a fait accompli that he's going to lead with the head. But this is better now from Hrgovic. Better work, stronger work towards the end of this round.
Yes, indeed, some good work there from Hrgovic, landing well. And, well, Murtuzaliyev, well, he held on momentarily, but got through a small crisis. He'll get through the round as well, but he won't win it, I don't think.
There's the bell.
There's the bell, yep.
And of course, the other nail-biting element to this competition, it's so close that it's been so difficult to predict how the judges will see it. And indeed, this round a perfect example. But we're seeing some, well, more extravagant work from Murtuzaliyev. He's thrown himself behind those shots, but Hrgovic responded in terms of aggression towards the end of that.
Well, there you are then, majority verdict in favour of Hrgovic, and well, it's an interesting scoreline there. Two judges have gone for Murtuzaliyev and one in favour of Hrgovic, which means if it stays like that, Will, we're going to see Azerbaijan going through to the final against Cuba.
Well, this is pivotal now, and absolutely electrifying atmosphere here, but the pressure that Filip Hrgovic is under now.
Well, this is the penultimate round, round 4, and we have got just under 6 minutes to decide who goes into the final. Lovely right there for Murtuzaliyev.
Cracking right hand, rocked the head of Hrgovic, knocked the sweat off his brow, but Hrgovic trying to respond, but now it's Murtuzaliyev's turn to be elusive. I think Filip Hrgovic has stood off and been just too relaxed about this. Of course, with that kind of pressure, you don't want to expose yourself, especially against a fighter like Murtuzaliyev.
Well, good work from Hrgovic, and there's a count from Mick Gallagher against Murtuzaliyev, my apologies. It counts for nothing, don't worry about it. But it does mean, of course, psychologically, that Hrgovic has got the edge here. Are we looking at a deciding contest?
Psychologically, that's going to affect Murtuzaliyev. Hrgovic buoyed by that, in the knowledge that his shots are getting through, drops a right hand over the top, and again, now he's starting to headhunt, and, well, maybe we've seen a little bit of rope-a-dope. That was a slip. That
was a push indeed, Will. Well, we need to see Murtuzaliyev now just shut his eyes and chuck a bomb.
So Hrgovic's strategy now coming into play. Took all the heat and all the pressure from Murtuzaliyev across the 3 rounds, and has come into this 4th round looking incredibly strong and incredibly powerful. It's almost a different fighter.
Absolutely right. And there's not many fighters can change their strategy and tactics. You know, after a round or two, they tend to get kind of stuck in them, but this man has.
So joined up boxing here, and these punches now very telling. And Murtuzaliyev under pressure here, and we could see an early finish here.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Mick Gallagher, our referee, has already administered 1 count against Murtuzaliyev and could do so again before this one is over.
Still just under a minute left to go, and look at Hrgovic's face. It's a look of what have I got to do to put you away. Murtuzaliyev still there, but not looking as strong, not looking as powerful, and not looking as dangerous as he has been in the preceding rounds.
Yep, he's about shot now, I'd say, Will.
Absolutely. Possibilities running on fumes. He's taken some big hits beginning of this round. If he coasts out, comes into the 5th just a little bit fresher, but he's not going to do it standing off like that and with no guard, because that's Hrgovic's, well, office.
Yep. As you said before, come into my parlour. And every time Murtuzaliyev does go into the parlour here of Hrgovic, he pays the price.
So good work from Murtuzaliyev, just landing a big hook there, but 10-second clappers on, and the clock's against both fighters in terms of pulling anything dramatic or meaningful out.
But a cracking round there, I'd say, for Hrgovic to put him 2 points in front for me at 39-37. One round to go.
A chance to revisit it here. Just look at the danger Murtuzaliyev still poses at this stage, but looking strong and powerful. Hrgovic, and powerful is the word. Just look, that little lean, and he pushes his man down. That means that the right shot could send him down to the canvas.
And not a bad 21-year-old Will. You know, this guy's got a very bright future, I'd say.
Absolutely. Tall, rangy, strong, and a thinker as well. It's nice to see some joined-up boxing.
So, fifth and final round between these two. Well, one judge there went there for Murtuzaliyev, but, well, the other two went for Hrgovic, and Murtuzaliyev is still winning by a majority verdict.
Fifth and final round, anything can happen.
Yeah, well, only a knockout here for Hrgovic will do. Because it's going to be a 4-1 win in favour of Azerbaijan to put them into the final against Cuba.
Well, it's interesting that you should say only a KO will do. I think Hrgovic is the man that can do it, and looking very strong in the fourth. He hurt Murtuzaliyev, but can he hurt him again in this round?
That's the question, and they're on their feet here. They know a 4-1 victory, or even a 3-2 victory will do, but they also know that Murtuzaliyev is going to rescue the Azerbaijan team and save them from a deciding bout, which will give us both a heart attack, Will.
Absolutely. And, well, Murtuzaliyev looking like he's not going anywhere. Hrgovic looked very strong towards the end of the fourth round and looked like this fifth round could well be a decider. But Hrgovic, well, he's got the look of a man that's saying, what have I got to do to put you away?
And don't forget, of course, that if it all stays like this, there'll be a 4-1 win to Azerbaijan.
They will, of course, have a date in the diary with Cuba for the final.
Absolutely right. Don't forget, of course, that date is on the 30th of May. The second leg the night after on the 31st, although I've got to say the venue has not been decided yet. I did say right at the very beginning, coming into this one, either a 5-0 win or a 4-1 win for Azerbaijan would be enough. And, well, if Murtuzaliyev does indeed get through this one, you know, even if he loses the round, he'll win the bout. If he gets through it, Azerbaijan are the victors.
Well, if ever there was a possibility of a stoppage, Hrgovic is the man that could do it. But, well, again, it's been attritional.
Yep, head work there. He's going to lose a point here, surely. Yes, he has indeed. Now, this puts a completely different complexion on the result of this contest. He's losing this round, and he's lost the point. It's going to be a 2-point loss for Murtuzaliyev, and that really does change everything, Will.
Absolutely. He had to come in behind the head. Whether it was intentional or not, it makes no difference.
It was intentional, and he's a fool for doing it.
Absolutely, especially at this stage. But he's got to drive forward, put Hrgovic under pressure, but now Hrgovic seemingly behind the wheel here.
Yeah, good right there from Hrgovic. But Murtuzaliyev, you know, a moment of madness has cost him a point, possibly the bout as well, which means a decider is necessary.
That's bad news for the Azeris, but good news for the viewers. But, well, look at this. Strong finish here from Hrgovic.
Too late now for a knockout, I would suspect. Yes, indeed, it is nice right there from Murtuzaliyev, but the bell's about to sound. And there it is, there's the bell. It's all over now. Now, what has that illegal headwork done against Murtuzaliyev? Very, very important. He lost the round, and he lost the point, and he was winning by a majority verdict. Is he now losing by a majority?
Well, we're going to have a little look at the tail of the tape and just see whether he did enough work within that, but judges' scorecards all too important here. And, well, I have to say, Steve, at this stage, I don't know. It's a mystery, but that's the nail-biting element of WSB. This is so close. What a super second semi-final it's been. Absolutely nail-biting.
Well, for what it's worth, Will, I've got it 49-45 Hrgovic, which means we're going to go down to the deciding bout.
Well, I had hoped that we'd get to revisit the action with a tail of the tape, but we've just got to wait tensely now while the official verdict is given.
Well, Hrgovic, for me, as I say, 49-45, because I gave that last round by a 2-point margin, in fact, to Hrgovic. You know, if I hadn't, I still think he would have nicked it, but there you go. Don't forget, we are nothing to do with the official scoring system. We just guess, and we often get it wrong.
Well, tonight's been a real eye-opener in terms of how the decisions have fallen, but it's been nail-biting.
Don't forget, if the man in yellow has his arm raised here, we've got a deciding bout. If the man in black has his arm raised, it's all over. It means a 4-1 win for Azerbaijan over Kazakhstan, the reigning and defending champions. Here we go.
Judge 1, 47-47. Judge 2, 47-45. Judge 3, 44-15. The winner is Haji!
Well, that's fascinating. Haji Murtuzaliyev has been declared the winner. One judge gave it to him by a 6-point margin, which is incredibly hard to believe. One gave it to him by a 2-point margin, and one had it dead level. And I mean, complete madness as far as the scoring's concerned, Will. But you know, what do you make of that?
Well, it was a defining bout. This is a defining moment, and it's hard to believe that the reigning and defending champions, Kazakhstan, have exited this competition. And it's interesting because both of these battles from the group of death, Group B, which was the toughest group of all, that it should end like this. But it's the Azeris that go to Cuba.
Absolutely right. So there you are then. On the 30th of May, we have Azerbaijan versus Cuba in the first leg of the finals of the World Series of Boxing. And until then, hopefully we'll see you again. My name's Steve Holdsworth. My thanks to Will Vanders, and do take care. What a night it's been.
Absolutely. Good night.
Bugün galebe kazandı. El bilinmemiş sade Albert Salimov, Yevgeny Ramashkevich, Haji Murtuzaliyev. Приглашаем на ринг Baku и Astana Arlans.